So my brain has been in such a hungry mode to learn something new. And that new thing that we're going to learn today is learning how to knit. I am not great. I know I've tried over and over again and it just won't work. So let's see if today is any different. Hi everyone, welcome back to Melody Crochet Nook. My name is Beth. Today we are learning how to knit, or at least trying. I have tried this multiple times over the last 16 years, maybe longer. I think it's been longer. I think it's been like 17 years. When I was in Canada visiting a friend, I tried to learn how to knit. I even bought some wooden or bamboo crochet hooks, I'm not sure, knitting needles, and I kept failing. So we are going to try again. And I think a lot of what my problem is that my stitches are too tight. So we are going to try this. I have size 4 yarn. This was given to me, so I'm not sure what it is, but I feel like I've seen this at Michael's. I think it's a Loops and Thread brand, but I'm not 100% sure. So I cannot tell you what kind it is. So here we are, trying to remember how to cast on again. And try not to, oops, and I'm gonna try to not make my stitches too tight. Now, what I think she was saying is go back in this way. Yeah, so the last time I tried, I was using size 5 or 6 yarn. I think I was using bulky weight yarn for this with these same needles. So I'm thinking that was my problem, but I'm trying, but I always end up with the same issue of the yarn slipping off of the hook, the needle, because there is no hook to hold it.
So with your yarn, you want to make a long tail, and we're going to create
This is my second or third attempt today, and it's already kind of a mess. I've gotten 10 stitches, and I accidentally used the tail, so for just one of these stitches. I'm gonna start over. I've tried 2 or 3 different tutorials, and I'm on another one. We'll see which one works best, and I will update you.
the tail of the yarn on the left hand side here. I've got my working yarn connected to the ball of yarn on the right. And we're going to do a very
stitch that we just did for casting on. And again, pick up your first row, which is always a bit tighter than the others. In, around, under, and
this is like my 6th attempt or something like that, and I was able to do one more cast on, and then I knitted one row. So now we are back to trying the 2nd row on it, and I don't know, this part has seemed pretty easy, but we're just going to keep going and see how it works out. So it has really been about 2 hours since I started this, and I have started it, restarted it many times. I think this is number 7, 8, I really don't know, I lost count, but I think I finally got it. I'm doing knit and purl, and I don't know what I'm making, but I like it. It's very slow going, but I don't know, it's a good start. I'm happy with it. And I am doing continental style, just because as a crocheter I'm used to holding the yarn in my left hand rather than holding it in the right hand, how other I guess the normal way of knitting is. So if you can see at the bottom, I was just doing the knit stitch, and then I started doing the knit purl stitch, which, what did they say it was? The stocking knit stitch. So yeah, it is continental knitting, and the stocking knit stitch is what I have been working on. So it's been interesting. Again, it's really slow going, and I'm going to list all of the different videos that I watched, even if it was just for a minute, on how to do this, because I had to watch so many videos on how to I just dropped that stitch. Hold up. I think I saved it. This is why I don't like knitting, because if you drop a stitch, it's really difficult to pick it back up. If your needles fall out, it's really difficult to fix it. It's like, maybe you guys know of tricks, but I feel like if the needles fall out of a project, the project is done. Like there's no coming back from your needles falling out of your project. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe there are different ways of learning or of fixing that. I'm not sure. Anyway, I'm going to keep working on this. Okay, so as I've been sitting here for about 2 hours trying to figure this out, I have learned a few tips and tricks, I guess. So I am doing continental knitting style, and so that what that means is that I hold the yarn in my left hand rather than the right hand, which apparently is the normal way to knit, and it has been easier. But a few of the tips that I've learned is that it definitely matters the angle that you hold the needles. That should be an obvious thing, but if you hold it at an angle where they won't fall off, then they won't fall off. And the longer I've been doing this today, the faster that it's been going, which again, it's pretty obvious that that would happen, but it's turning out to be pretty great. So I'm enjoying it. I think my issues before were I was using too large of yarn for the needle size that I had. So I am trying to do thinner yarn because I have these little needles, and these were given to me and they don't have a size on them. So I have no idea what size needles these are, but I decided to try it and it seems to be working out just fine. What I still need to figure out is if it really matters which way I wrap the yarn around the needle. I've been trying to pay attention to that, if it makes a difference, and so far I haven't seen anything. I am doing the stocking knit stitch, so it's purl and knit, alternating rows. And I have not seen an issue with which direction I wrap the yarn around. It is something that I will be paying closer attention to after I get used to the motion of knitting and everything, but so far I haven't noticed an issue with it, so we will see. I am finding that it's difficult to get the right tension as well, and I know that had a lot to do with the size yarn that I was using and the needles. They definitely need to match the project, so I don't know if this is going to help anyone, but I hope it does. And if you have any tips for me as well, I would greatly appreciate any tips that you have. It's been fun. It's been a great project for me to work on Thanksgiving. So yeah, I don't think I mentioned it, but it's Thanksgiving. We hosted Thanksgiving today at my house. My in-laws came over and it was a lot of fun. So everything got cleaned up and I decided just to relax for the rest of the day. I did a little bit of work and then I learned how to knit. So one thing I definitely want to knit, like official project, I do want to start making some chunky knit beanies. I don't know why, because I have a lot that I still need, because I have a lot of crocheted beanies that I still need to get rid of and sell or just get rid of. So we'll see. But I also have a lot of yarn that I would like to go through. And yeah, so anyway, my brain was craving something new and I think I found the something new that I needed to learn. So anyway, thank you for joining me and we will see you next time. Bye.